So hi everyone, this is Alice, currently a fourth year BTech student here at NIT Trichy. Today we have Ryan with us. So hi Ryan, could you please introduce yourself?
Thank you for that, Alish. My name is Raihan Khan. I'm a native of Jammu and Kashmir, and I decided to pursue my BTech all the way across the other end of the country here at NIT Trichy as a metallurgical and materials engineering student. I'm a current senior, and I'm also got placed as a consulting analyst at McKinsey and Company, which is one of the largest and most prestigious business consulting firms. I currently work in their Bangalore office as a part of my 6 months internship, and by the end of July, I'll be converted to a full time. So Alish, thank you for having me.
Could you tell us a little bit about your internships and placement?
So ever since the start of my college, I've been very proactively taking part in different communities, societies and clubs. I have been a part of more than 13 different teams in this college, and I have done around 3 internships. In my first year, I started as a growth intern at FactApp, one startup, and then in my second year I had the privilege of working at a high voltage electrical two-wheeler manufacturing company in Chennai that was on site. In my third year I also pursued a research intern, and apart from this I am a lot into competitions, especially business case competitions and hackathons, and I have had the opportunity to represent this institution over 3 to 4 times in national finals of multiple competitions. I went to Ahmedabad, I went to Delhi, Gurgaon, multiple times, all sponsored trips. So that's one thing I feel is good about being in a tier 1 college, and I think that's how I landed my current role at McKinsey, because we were the 3rd national finals in the case championship.
So why did you choose like MME here at NIT Trichy? Could you please tell us?
So after my JEE was over, I wasn't really fixated on any particular branch or any specific career path. I just wanted to explore and be in the best possible environment and learn from the best possible people. NIT Trichy, being the number 1 NIT in the country, checked all my boxes, and MME was something that I just got based on my JOSA counseling. I was not really keen on exploring this, but I just wanted to come in the most prestigious institution and see for myself what I want to do further in life, and I think I was largely successful doing that over here.
So did you know about this branch before joining MME?
I had like a basic idea of what this branch, metallurgical and materials engineering, does, but as I said, I was not very keen on pursuing just this. I mean, I was not just gonna like flunk all my exams, but I wanted to pursue multiple things together, and that's why I took this. But I wasn't really keen on just focusing on this, and this is something I got because of my rank.
Okay. Could you tell us like what exactly MME is, like what are the subjects?
So I'll start with an example. Let's see, you take the screen of your mobile phone and you compare it with a similarly priced phone from, let's say, 10 years ago. Or let's say you take a look at the body of a car and compare that with a similarly priced car from 10-20 years ago. You would see a noticeable improvement, right, in the quality, the strength, the finish. So that is what metals and materials engineering is. So it's basically the metallurgical aspect would be the extraction of the minerals from the ores and making them into alloys and for like industrial use in a commercially viable manner, and material science would be taking a look at the property of a materials down to like its crystal structure and its like physical and chemical properties, and seeing where exactly in the industry you can use them. So you have polymers, composites, fibers, alloys and everything. So everything you see around them, it's all materials. So that's the kind of things on a broader, at a high level view, we study and work on.
Like what are the subjects, and is it like practical or theoretical subjects are there like?
So we have multiple subjects such as physical metallurgy, phase transformation, heat treatment, metallurgical thermodynamics. In college, a lot more would be on the theoretical side, but that's not a problem of, let's say, MME, but that's just the Indian education system as a whole. We focus a lot more on theoretical knowledge and the fundamentals rather than hands-on training. So in college, don't expect like a lot of hands-on, but there's not a lot you cannot pursue here. So in the industry, you can see big companies like Tata Steel, Jindal, Reliance, they do come for us as a GETs, and we do get industrial exposure as well as research opportunities. So it's all up to you what you want to pursue.
So is it a chill branch or a little bit hectic, like what?
So MME does get this tag of being a chill branch. So when it there's some truth to it. When we talk about absolute academic pressure, it is not as hectic as, let's say, the electrical or electronics branches. So you do have enough free time that you can explore other things as well. I would say a better term would be metallurgical and material engineering. Here is a more considerate branch. So the professors also understand that there is more to life than just academics, and then you do get a lot of free times to explore the clubs and societies here, and to work on your own things as well as your own projects and internships. So yeah, it is much more manageable branch than, let's say, a circuital branch.
People think like metallurgy has low scope. Like, so what's the reality and what's your opinion?
So if you look everything around you, this path that you're walking on, from building materials to the semiconducting materials in your phone, from the furniture in your home to, like, say, a jet turbine engine in a space shuttle, it's all materials. Everything is made up of materials. So my take on the scope in MME is similar to my take on medicine. Let's say there's a doctor, and if you really want a high paying job as a doctor, you don't just do an MBBS, right? You don't just become a generalist. You have to do a MD and then a DM. You have to specialize in one particular field, right? And I think that is what, because this material industry is so vast, there are so many branches which are sub-segments of metallurgy, like ceramics, like textile, and like all of that. So you have to really pick your niche if you want to go into, let's say, research, and if you want like a really high paying job. And a lot of my own seniors and even my batchmates have gotten into colleges like MIT, Stanford, ETH Zurich. We have in Georgia Tech and NTU, and they're like really killing it in their field. So that's more on the material research aspect, because most opportunities are abroad for that, and people are looking for good opportunities there. If you want to just directly go into industry, then yeah, again I said Tata, Jindal, Reliance, they do come here and they do take a like good chunk of people from our department.
So as you mentioned, you got into McKinsey. Like, so how you got into McKinsey? Like, when you started, and how you got into consulting? When did you start everything?
Okay, so for the viewers who don't know, McKinsey and Company is one of the big three strategy consulting firms who work with Fortune 500 companies on very high impact projects with C-level executives, and for business transformation and a lot of similarly stated projects. So when I first came to college, as I said, did not have a particular goal in mind. I wanted to explore. And during our orientation, the business club of NIT Trichy, which is Sigma, they conducted a case competition. And I entered with my team and I aced it. We got the first prize and I really enjoyed my time. And so that's why I started looking for these competitions on Unstop, and I kept applying and I kept doing it, and I lost some, I won some, but one thing was that I really enjoyed doing this. So for somebody who does not know what a business case competition is, basically you are given a business problem at hand. Let's say you given a scenario of a company who is going through this particular problem, and then they want to optimize either their profits or something like that. So it's like a management based case, and then you need to solve it. You need to think of ways to improve the current situation. It could be very high level, or it could be like very detailed, where you would need to use like a lot of data analysis or research. So it depends on the competition, but that's just the gist of it. And I started doing that in my first year itself. I was also like taking part in other fests and societies and other tech clubs as well, but this was also one thing that I really kept pushing. And as I kept pushing, I got, as I mentioned in my intro earlier, that I got the chance of representing this college in multiple of them at the national level. And at the end of my third year, McKinsey and Company held a case championship for some select colleges. So my team got to represent NIT Trichy, and we finished third in the national finals. And that's how a special PPI pre-placement interview process was held for us, and I got selected as one of the people. So that's how I did. And if I would have to advise somebody how to get into this, I would say, do not come with this mindset that you just want to do this. Okay, I did not come here and thought, okay, I'm just gonna do this. Come here, talk to people, explore multiple clubs, explore societies, and just keep at it. Okay, if you think something is good, if you want to pursue this domain, don't just blindly follow it. Do it for a week or 2-3 weeks, and then see if that sticks with you. And if it does, then yeah, continue it. Otherwise, there's a lot of options. At the age of 19-20, I don't think anybody should be making that big of business decision, career decision that I just want to do this. So do explore. There's always a way to do like your specialization higher on, right? So at your early stage, just focus on your all around development.
Like, if someone wants to start, like, how should start in first year? Like,
I would say if you're coming to NIT or a college like that, you should start with a basic course. Let's say you want to do a MBA, you should start with a basic course. If you want to do a master's, you should start with a master's. If you want to do a PhD, you should start with a PhD. If you want to do a PhD, you should start with a PhD. talk to your seniors. I think they are the best guides rather than blindly following some YouTube bhaiya didis and some gurus. It's sorry to take a dig at you. Just talk to your seniors. Because they are like in the very same shoes, right? You might see some person, XYZ person on YouTube, and they might not be like, they would be giving a generalist view, right? So anybody who's watching this, your journey and your life is completely different than my life. Alish's life is completely different than my life or your life. So it's good to get the high level view, but if you genuinely want to get into something, talk to somebody who is having a similar thing. So let's say your own senior from your branch, right, who is studying on the same subjects, who is getting the same opportunities. It's best you talk to them and how maybe they did it, because your life is most closely related to that person's life, and they'll be the best guide to you. But apart from that, there's enough content on YouTube, Unstop, Udemy, Coursera. So it's good to get some direction from your seniors or from YouTube, but at the end you have to put in the hours, you have to put in the effort, you have to do the grunt work yourself, and yeah, you have to do things that don't scale.
Okay. Like, what are the skills required for consulting mainly? It's communication, or what are kind of skills required?
So there are multiple fields. So if we talk about consulting in general, that's mostly post MBA, but even at just at the UG level, you can get as an analyst, and for that I think one big requirement is that you have to be good with data, and you have to be able to communicate your insights of what you find from that data, right? So business communication one thing, business acumen is one thing, but you should also be well versed in actually translating numbers into insights. So there is math related, there's also business related, communication is there, but I would say when you are in your UG, do focus on hard skills a lot more. Okay, soft skills will eventually come with practice, right? But yeah, you will.
Software knowledge is also required. Software knowledge.
Software knowledge not necessarily. I would say if SQL and Databricks you would require, because that's what, like, if you're being a data analyst, you would require Power BI. Yes, you do Power BI, but that's not necessary for like going into the entry level. But it's good to have that particular knowledge. That's more like tools knowledge rather than building software knowledge. So that's like a differentiation. But yeah, focus on like core aspects of anything, like whatever you do. So build some business acumen, learn some Excel, SQL skills, go into some analysis, see how you convey data from maybe a spreadsheet to a chart and to like a column, and yeah.
Okay, so could you tell us a little bit about the placement scenario or internship scenario here in MME?
So in MME, I think a lot of my friends and a big chunk of my class got placed into data science role, whether it be data analyst, data scientist, or product analyst. So I think, or like a more managerial role. So I think because that is the biggest chunk of the companies that come. We do have companies in the core roles as well, which mostly come as engineering trainee roles. And apart from that, we get some software and management companies such as PNG, and we have ExxonMobil, and yeah, so that's mostly about it. You can try to get something on campus, but I think when you have a brand value such as NIT Trichy, and if you are spending your free time wisely, then there is not an issue that you can't get something off campus. I know people from my class itself that who have gone from MME to like a software role, or like a cybersecurity role, or like a product role, and look at myself, I'm in a business role. So you don't really have to focus on you don't need to just rely completely on MME and the NIT Trichy placement scenario. But if you, as I said before, if you put in the efforts, you put in the grunt work yourself, and there's no field that you cannot explore and that you cannot get into, right? Opportunities are endless. People say that there's not a lot of opportunity, but I see thousands of jobs being posted on LinkedIn every day. As long as you focus on developing the right skills, the right kind of projects, building your resume properly, building a proper LinkedIn profile, you can get a good high-paying job even in this economy.
Okay, so what are the mistakes like students should avoid?
Students should avoid not maintaining a good attendance. So yeah, don't do that. Please come to class. Second, some people think that just skills matter and CGPA does not matter at all. That is not like, even I used to think that, but yeah, that's not actually true. So CGPA does matter. You don't just need CGPA for.
What's the safe number like?
I would say if you are a non-circuital person, if you are a guy, try to keep it 8.5 above, and for girls try to keep it 8 above. Yeah, I think that's the general rule for everyone. That's like a very good number, because if in any time you want to go for higher studies or something, that number will help you. There are a lot of companies that just when they get like a huge load of applicants, they just cut off from the CGPA.
Aptitude is also important.
Aptitude is also important. Your general aptitude, your see, but that also comes later on, right? If your resume doesn't get shortlisted because of your CGPA, then no matter how good your projects or your skills are, you're not even in the race anymore. So please focus on CGPA, and please focus on hard skills as well.
Okay. So what are the other options like after MME? Consulting, software, like whatever.
I think I mainly covered it, but it's not just MME specific. I would say this is true for every batch. I have people from CSC in this college. One went into a finance role. He cleared 2 levels of CFA. One went into product, and some went into MBA. So you're not tied down by your branch, right? You might have to put in a lot of extra effort, but it's not something that just because you got it at 18 or 19 of age, you just have to stick with that, right? So opportunities are endless as long as you keep putting in the work, you keep making the right projects, you keep talking to the right people. So yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, so there's a question like if someone is getting MME here at NIT Trichy and like circuital branches in some mid-tier NITs, so what should they choose? Like, could you tell them?
It completely depends on what you want to do in life and what your journey is. Let's say for me, I would always prefer MME NIT Trichy rather than CSE in some lower NIT or some electrical electronics in some mid-tier NIT, which I was getting, right? But because that's exactly how I wanted my journey to be. I wanted to explore, I wanted to not just be tied down by one particular thing. But if you really want to go into electronics, if you really want to go into, let's say, semiconductors or software, then it's up to you. It's up to for you to decide. Like, your journey is very specific to you. So there's no right or wrong answers here, right? It's all depend on what you want to do. I know people who took CSE in NIT Trichy who left civil in IIT Bombay because that's what their journey was. They wanted to focus on that particular thing. So if you want to do that, do that. If you want to be a journalist, be a journalist. If you want to only focus on one career path, that's fine as well.
Like, class, what are the tips you would like to give to your juniors in first year, second years? Like,
sleep well, eat well, do exercise, work hard, don't slack out, don't procrastinate. Try to not use social media as much as possible. See, I don't use Instagram or Snapchat. I just use LinkedIn. I have over 15,000 followers, if that counts anything. But yeah, avoid any kind of class politics or like fights in college. Get along with everyone, and at the end, try to be a good person. That's something I feel like it's cheesy to say, but I think not a lot of people say it anymore. A lot of people here are with the mindset that they just want to succeed, but in this world there's enough for everybody on the plate, right? You have to be succeed, right? So get a group of people, be in a good company, and work together. I think these are the 5-6 points that I would like to say at the end.
okay, thank you, Ryan. Okay, fine.